I will tell you, I am sad to see this go. But you gotta, I gotta downgrade so that I can do things I want to do. So, unfortunately, it's going to a friend of mine, but it's leaving. That new front lip looks way better than my old one. Thanks to a little Tractor Supply single stage. It's good stuff. But that's not why we're here today. Well, if you didn't notice, we have the trailer on, and if you're not new to this channel, then you know what's going down. So, my name's Todd, and we're going to get a new project, so welcome to Unwrecked. Clickbait right there. So I should speak about this. This one's replacing the Honda. I just got the Honda road legal, okay? And, I mean, the thing gets a phenomenal gas mileage. And when I mean phenomenal, I'm talking crazy. Like, I drove the crap out of that thing out to the enhanced inspection station, and I got 40 miles to the gallon, okay? My wife drove it. Now, she has a lead foot, and she told me she didn't want it in economy mode. I was running it in economy mode, which actually really detunes it and makes the transmission run at lower RPMs. She drove it to Lancaster, which is over 2 hours from our house today, which was her first time experiencing it, which was kind of funny. I messaged her and I said, "So how's the ride?" And she messaged me back and she said, "This is hilarious." "What do you mean by hilarious, hon? It's my car." Then I messaged her and I said, "I know what you mean." I said, "It's like driving a go-kart." And she said, "Exactly." It is definitely like driving a go-kart. It's very light. It handles really good. But on top of that, it just feels like you're in a soda can, okay? It feels like there's nothing there. Like, it's very light. And it scoots around really good, but you feel every single bump in that thing, and it's noisy. And that's just because it's a low-budget car, and it's an economy car, and that's why. There's not a lot of sound deadening. They keep them light, and you get really good gas mileage because of that. Dude is getting it! Get it! Well, he wasn't really getting it. He had his feet up. He was cruising. He had the cruise pegs on. Realistically, what I wanted to get, and I didn't get to this point, was an SUV. Okay, back in the day, we had a Kia Sorento that I rebuilt. Well, actually, where I just got my trailer at, my cousin rebuilt it because he is the real body man, the expert. I wanted to get a nice SUV. Some of you might have guessed this. I said I liked these because I actually drove one, and I got this thing freaking cheap. But let me tell you, I got it even cheaper, but State Farm is a bunch of greedy I won this thing. This is a 2017 SUV. This is like a decent sized SUV. It has some miles on it, okay? It has 130,000 miles on it. I'm not worried about the mileage because these are very reliable. I won it for $1,200 bucks. $1,200. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, this is spectacular. This is awesome. And then I was like, oh wait, it's an approval bid. So then I went into the bids, and the counter offer was $3,050, which is more than twice what my bid was. State Farm, you're a bunch of jerks. So I'm like, yeah, I ain't budging, and I never do. When it comes to those counter offers, I never budge. I'm like, same bid, stay where I'm at, you know what I mean? So I stayed at $1,200, hoping they would come down. Couple hours later go by, and I get a message that it was relisted, and it's going to be in another auction. So they wanted $3,050, did not come down. They relisted it. I looked it up, and they relisted it with a buy it now of $2,450, $600 less than they were trying to take from me. I was like, oh heck yeah, I just got a $600 discount. But I waited for a little bit because I was like, I kind of wanted to bid on cars tomorrow, but the more I thought about it, the one tomorrow is a Lexus SUV, and it was going to go for, I'm guessing, a lot more money than I really wanted to spend, because I really need to keep my budget down on this, because it's going to replace the Honda, and I would like to make money on the Honda and still be in the positive there because of the big things I want to have happen this year. So I was like, I need to I'll get one with a little bit more miles on it, but these are reliable. So I'm excited to go get this thing tomorrow. It's an all-wheel drive SUV. It's all black on black, and yeah, some of you might guess. If you have a guess, drop it down in the comments right now. On that note, I do want to say that this project's not going to start for a while yet, because you know I have other priorities ahead of that. That parts Cadillac in my driveway has not went anywhere. The people on Facebook are ridiculous. I have it for $1,200. That's a running, driving parts car with low miles. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm pulling it in the garage sometime this weekend. We're going to pull the engine, transmission, differential because it has a limited slip diff, and I'm going to pull the Brembo brakes off of it and the wheels. And then besides that, the rest of it is going to the scrapyard. Actually, I got a steering wheel bag. Maybe I'll try to sell that, an airbag. It's still good. So that's what's happening. That's what's on the agenda. And my Z, it's coming up, and then I need to do a service on this thing too. So I don't know that I'll do all those videos. The Z, I'm going to do a video on this. Probably not. I just need to change the oil. So anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow when we're on our way to go get my new car. Daily driver. Well, me and Ashley's car. SUV. Truck. What do you people call them? Crossover? Maybe? No, it's not a cross. I don't know. Anyway, see ya. I don't know many people that take off work to go do work, but here I am. Off we go.
Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, this my prime. Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, and this my prime. Yeah, sorry for the wait. Didn't think I'd come up, y'all just need a little faith. I've been patient, just waiting on the river with an ace. Gotta move real careful, we coming surveying the place. I touch down in your city, that's a rival. Y'all got one thing on your mind, it's survival. But if you wanna take a shot at the title, call the medic, we checking your vitals. Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, this my prime. Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, and this my prime. Let me tell them one time. Set them all in my prime. Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, feeling real good, yeah, all in my prime. It's about that time, say your goodbyes, cause ain't no match for the way that I grind, yeah, I'm all in my prime. Prime time, we mile high, the gate closed. Same city as voice and I mean woes. It's flatbeds for the checks, that's a bank rolls. I've been killing it, I'm guilty, case closed. Yeah, y'all are too basic, my reputation, borderline amazing. Good things coming, they just need a little patience. Ready for whatever, all you gotta do is say when. In my eyes, when
Let's see if I got gypped on a second one from Copart. This is listed as a runs and drives. It has 2 flat tires. Oh. It sounds fine. tell you why I bought this right here. It came with a genuine free ratchet strap. That came with it. I got that for free. It's just something about me getting these ones that are worse than they actually look. This thing does run, and it sounds fine. It sounds fantastic, honestly. This thing hit a hard deer, I'm telling you. And I just noticed something that I'm like, oh shit. I'm glad I didn't run it very long. Look right here, inside the valve cover. I can see it, the insides. So this valve cover's busted. This engine cover is busted. Right here's part of the light. Yeah, it runs fine. Let me check the oil in this thing. I think that's the transmission fluid. Where is the dipstick? Is it broke off somewhere? It's here somewhere, I'm sure. I just don't see it. Sure enough, it is broke off, but I can still see it. It's right here. Let's make sure we got some oil in it. Oh yeah, it ain't looking too clean, but there's oil in it. There's plenty. Alright, so we'll be okay to run it temporarily. Where did the dipstick tube go? It done disappeared once I pulled it out. Alright, so on top of a busted valve cover, which it's not the end of the world. That's actually not bad, because we get, with 130,000 miles doing a valve cover gasket, I'm not opposed to that. Plenty of oil in it. We're missing our brake reservoir cap. That's the one thing I'm like, why? Unless it broke off in the accident. I don't know. That's just weird. Dipstick tube, it's still fine. This is going to be my beater. Oh my. It busted this. I don't think it ruined any of the wires, but it broke this wiring harness connector there. Yeah, this thing took a heck of a hit. Now, you're probably asking yourself, how can somebody hit a deer this hard? I'm gonna show you. This is how. This is how. We're running on slicks here. This person is running on slick. All 4 tires. The back ones aren't as bad, but we're running on slicks, buddy. That's not good. So 4 new tires. Oh, I did take the headlight out, threw it in there. I think, oh man, it's split up here. We're gonna do a repair job on this. Okay, it's not gonna look factory, I can tell you that, but I think we can make it look better, if you believe me. There was a cat in here. Or a little dog, I don't know. All in all though, not too hateful. What I do see that's hateful, that I just noticed, is this. Wow. Right between the doors. There's a bunch of rocks in there too. That's why this trim had a bunch of rocks in it, and it was sitting here knocking the paint off. Oh, that's bad. That sucks. The rest of this thing ain't that bad. It's just right there. Yeah, no. Let me check the driver's side. I didn't know that these would do that. This side's doing it too. Look. Rocks sitting there. There's a whole bunch in back. Look. Rock cinders. Now, we might have to patch that, or we might not. I don't know yet. That sucks. I just want to see if we're going to need to throw some fuel in it or not. I'm not starting it up. But it does have 130,000 miles. Somebody would run in this thing, because it's a 2017. Alright. Fuel. Oh, we're over half tank. Okay. I ain't worried about it then. I am worried about this key being in here. I've had vehicles lock themselves. That's why I have a lock kit in my truck. Also, set the parking brake when you're towing these things. We're missing a fuse panel cover. We're just missing a bunch of small things. Here's my thing, and I understand it. They need to make as much as they can whenever the insurance companies sell it and stuff, but State Farm being greedy and trying to get a lot more out of me when they knew how bad this thing was, it sucks. But I mean, I understand where they're at. You want to try to get as much as you can, but in the same instance, you knew that this thing was really bad and that it wasn't worth the $3,050 that they were originally asking, especially with the fees and everything. So, they got me, but they didn't. This is still a really good deal. That's really cheap for an SUV, especially. The rust part, that's the part that sucks to me. I didn't realize, and it's at least limited to those one little sections right in between the doors. And I do have patch metal, so I might just cut it out and patch a piece in. And being that it's behind the door, I don't even know if I'll try to make it look pretty, because with the high miles and stuff, I might just lay it over top and we'll weld it in, seam seal it, and paint her black. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's worth spending a lot of time on that section to make it look beautiful when it's underneath the doors. So I think we're gonna get a little bit into that just to get that repaired. But on this one, we're gonna be trying to save as much as we can while building it. So it's gonna be hard for me to do, but I think we can do it. See, that's the thing about tread on your tires. It kind of helps with traction, and in case when you're doing a Mach 100 and a deer runs out in front of you, you kind of want to have some traction. It also looks like the oil hasn't been changed in this thing in a long time. So this thing's gonna get spruced up, okay? We're gonna fix it up. It's gonna look good when it's done. That big scratch gouge down the quarter panel on the passenger side, that quarter panel is actually not that big, so it's not like I have to paint a huge area. I can just maybe spritz some paint in that area and then clear that whole panel, and it's gonna match and it's gonna look good. So there's a dent on the driver's side rear door. I don't think we're doing anything with that. I don't feel like painting a whole door because, like I said, this is gonna be a beater. So there's no sense in going all out on it. Although it is, yes, my beaters are always very nice. This is something I can take in the junkyard and I can go get parts with. And Ashley's going to be able to drive it in the wintertime after I patch that rust, because I don't want it rotting out any more than it already is. I looked at the underside, and we'll get it up on the lift eventually. It's not going to happen right now. And I'll show you. The underside's really not that bad. There are some rust spots, but nothing's like major, okay? So it's all like surface rust and stuff, and we're going to treat that with wool wax and stuff like that. Also, like those rockers, whenever we patch those, I'll treat those with wool wax. So everything's going to get treated. It's going to be good for a winter beater, and it's going to get some new tires, obviously. I don't know, I thought about running on race slicks. Maybe we should take this to the drag strip, do some quarter mile times. Somebody needs to turn the temperature up here in Evansburg. It is always freaking cold here. It's like 20. It feels like it's 20. I don't know what it actually is. I don't know. I don't know. It's cold. So anyways, I already started purchasing parts for this yesterday whenever I won the bid. Well, not technically won, but I buyed it now. And I got black housing headlights. I didn't want to buy too much because I wanted to make sure it wasn't fixable. The hood I haven't got yet. Front bumper, we're probably just going to get a new one. They're actually really cheap. All the trims are there, so one thing we don't have to worry about is buying all these little trim pieces for the bumper and all that stuff. The headlights are expensive. Everything, I've noticed, it's a trend. Everything on this is right around $500, okay? So the headlights were $600, a little over $600 with tax and stuff. But they're basically the same headlights, but they have they're black housing. We're gonna have to get a grill because it's obliterated. We're gonna have to get a core support, and a core support's about $500. I'm gonna see if I can get that at a junkyard. I did contact a junkyard, and I found one that was offering a package deal. Now, the steering wheel bag was like $450. The passenger bag in the dash was like $200. The knee bag is about $200-ish, somewhere around there. And seat belts, crash module, and all that. I found a junkyard that is selling me the steering wheel bag, the passenger bag, the crash module, and both front seat belts that are all black for $475. So I went ahead and bought that. I won't be able to get that until next weekend because it's at a different location. I'm actually passing the place like right now, but yeah, I can't go get them right now. Like, I've never done that, replace the crash module. I normally get it reset, and it's like $50 or whatever. But for the price of the steering wheel bag, pretty much, I'm getting all of that. So I won't have to worry about sending the seat belts out. I won't have to worry about getting the crash module reset, which the seat belts alone would probably be about $160. And then the crash module would probably have about $200 there. Save myself a bunch of money with that. I didn't want to order a core support yet because these are composite and you can like hot staple them and repair them. Don't think it's happening on this one. This is a hard hit, really hard. I was astonished that the valve cover is busted. We'll have to see if there's anything else messed up there, but I did, before I left, after I picked it up, I ordered a valve cover with a new cover gasket, the condenser and the radiator that were both on closeout sales. So the valve cover and the condenser and the radiator cost me like $200 for everything. Not bad. But now the hoods are $500. The fender, I'm fairly certain I can fix that fender, so I'm not worried about that. So I think we can do this on a really good budget. I don't know if we need radiator fans. I'm not ordering anything until I know I need it. I wanted to go aftermarket with a lot of stuff and make it look different. There's not a lot available for this. So, yeah, we got to deal with what we got. Now, this was listed as a Murano S, which is a base model. Now that I have it and I started looking it over, this is an SV. So this is a mid-grade, so it has a couple like really nice options that the base model didn't, like remote start and power seats and some other things. It doesn't have the Bose stereo, unfortunately, but I did throw air in the tires and they held. And I know that it has a hole in the valve cover, but I also know that it has plenty of oil in it. So let's drive it out Mexico. Let's just go take a first spin. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna unload it and put it in the driveway. It's gonna run for a minimal amount of time, and then we'll start looking this thing over a little bit. I'll show you what I got. Well, they tell you can find out a lot about a car by just looking through the contents in it. Now, I found nothing in the glove box over here. There's a rag, which I'm questioning, because there's that rag, and then, what is that? Coast Guard vehicle. Okay, that's just vehicle maintenance, protection plus. Then I got into here, and there was a couple rags, which I don't really want to, they look like dish rags, okay? A used Ray Charles CD, the whole collection, and an unused Magnum XL. All right, Italian Stallion. I don't think he was a smoker, but I also don't think he was a cleaner. This thing is dirty inside. Honestly, that's all I found inside of here. These seats, I love the seats in these things. Zero gravity seats. Oh my God. It's like sitting on a couch, okay? They're very comfortable. It's getting hot in here. I'm going to cut that airbag off. I want to see how bad this dash looks. Might not look 100% when we're done, but you can see this foam was all that held these doors in. There's doors there. The doors don't split. It's just the foam. So if we can get that glue, that CA glue on there, and get that foam together, then we can work on this fabric. I can take this vent out, tuck it down in, get that sealed, get this down, pull this over underneath that trim right there, and I think this is gonna look decent when we're done. If you see what I'm saying. You might notice it a little bit, but I don't see why I should put $1,000 dash in this when I can do a $20 fix, right? Right. It doesn't look quite as bad in the front. I did have the bumper clipped in. I see that it came out already, but I did have it. There we go. It doesn't look near as bad. I'm just glad the trim's there, and the fog lights and those trims. And that bottom piece, we can fix that. That grill did break, and honestly, you could almost fix it, but it's not going to be 100%, so I might get that. It's just a honeycomb grill. And you can see it broke here. Not real bad, but it broke. Is that it? Just right here? We might fix that. But back in here, I'm messing around with this just a little bit, just to, you know, get the feel of it. Does not have heated seats. I don't think. Nope. Doesn't have heated seats. It doesn't have Android Auto either, but I also have that stick-in screen thing. I have it in the Honda right now that gives me Android Auto, and then it still runs through the stock stereo. So I do have that. So not really an issue. It does have the dual climate control, which is really nice. Lots of little broken things in here that's what's going to tick me off. Okay, so there's that, and then along with all the dirt and stuff, I did find this was missing. It was in the armrest. I got that. What else I mean, there's crumbs all through here. I don't like that, but you know, whatever. One thing I am happy about is even with that harness getting hit in the front, you can see all those exposed wires. I mean, they still have the coating on them, but you can see them all. I'm glad. I don't think any of them are broken, because this thing runs fine, and I'm not having any electrical issues at all. So that's a good thing. I think I'm going to cut the rest of these airbags out just to have them out for now. They're all tucked in. So I'm going to go ahead and cut them out, and then we'll start looking around like the engine bay and stuff. Anyways, as I'm looking at this, this is all metal structure. This is metal structure out here. None of this looks bent. Right here, it's bent. This, and that comes out to a composite core support, which is the $500 part that I don't want to purchase, but I'm going to have to. And then this side didn't even get touched over here. It was mainly on this side, and it looks like we're going to need a hood latch. Man, yeah, maybe not. That hood latch might be usable. This part off the hood latch is not usable. What else is in here? Is a Nissan emblem in here? Can we save it? Nope, it's in pieces. I didn't realize all this stuff was in here. Another thing I wanted to check. Does the ABS, does the air conditioning still have pressure in it? I didn't check the air conditioning, but I've been through this before and taken a line off, and it's not fun. You have a line blow up in your face. So I'm just going to take a key and push in on this and see if there's any pressure in it. No. Okay. No pressure. Okay, so there is no pressure in the system. Kind of figured that, but wanted to, you know, just be sure and check. I don't think it makes a difference whether it's the high pressure side or the low pressure side. No, nothing. Okay. And this thing took a hit. Okay, so when it pushed all of this back, I think this is a coolant line in there. It pushed that back against the motor. It did not smash it shut. It just pushed it against the motor, which makes me feel better. Most of the damage is this valve cover. As you can see, it's busted there, it's cracked over here. The engine cover obviously is busted. there's no oil leaks, so I think we're good there. This ground is in here really tight, but it's still attached. So yeah, I don't think it damaged anything over here. The only thing I'm worried about is accessories. The AC compressors right here somewhere. It didn't damage the engine mounts. They all look like they're fine. And the thing ran and drove fine off of the trailer. Got a little corrosion here on the battery. The battery has power, but we'll have to clean that up. Looks like it has a newer air filter in it. It does. Of course, the box lid's off, but it's, you know, it's there. I'll probably get a new beauty cover for the top. Yeah, this core support is the main thing. I think I might go ahead and pull some of this out. What do you guys think? I think I can do it by hand mostly. Just get a ratchet strap and start pulling on this. I want to get this pulled out away from the engine because I want to be able to see that a little better. Alright, now that I got this pulled out, it doesn't appear that this radiator hose is broken, but I can't tell. Honestly, it could be. Look through all the wires on this broken harness over here, or the broken conduit that holds the wires. I do not see any damaged wires. Of course, when we have this whole front end off, we'll get a way better look at that. The only exception being maybe possibly there's damage to this AC line right here. I don't think that our lines are broken, and none of them are bent shut. Now we do have a bent one right here, but I have used lines like this on AC that work just fine. Now, if I can buy this line, which I don't even know where all it goes, runs up along the side here, runs up here, runs the whole way back to, yeah, that would probably be a job. I think we're gonna roll with this. I might be able to bend this back, but I think we're gonna be better just to leave that alone. So as long as it'll fit on the new condenser when we get it, I think we're just gonna leave that alone. I think that's an aftermarket headlight. I think we can fix this fender. I don't know though. Oh, did it? Oh, it pulled apart right here. Maybe it's supposed to be, I guess that's just foam? It feels like foam. It just held that on there. It's glued to. We might be able to fix that. I don't know. This hood is aluminum. You can get a steel replacement, which if I have to buy a brand new one, I am going to go with a steel one just because it's like $200 cheaper. But I would honestly, this is metallic black. Yeah, it is. I might try to find a used hood that's already painted, because that will save me from doing the underside of the hood and the top of the hood. You know what I mean? That's a lot of work. It'll save me a lot of time if I do that. All right, I got this clamp off, and this hose is in fact damaged right there underneath. It's blown out, so we'll need that. I did bend this out away from the head. I don't see a leak here, so I'm not going to mess with it right now. But that's some sort of oil lines, or are they coolant lines? I don't know. Run back along there. It's a hard line. Well, that's it. That's where it stops. There's two of them right there. There's another one right here, but is there a line connection right here? It looks like there is. When you have the whole front end off, it makes a lot of that stuff a no-brainer to just do it. So what do you guys think? You think this was a good purchase, or you think it was a bad purchase? I mean, for the price I got it for, I don't think that this was a bad purchase at all. This was, yeah, it was cheaper than the Honda Fit, okay? That's awesome. Yeah, now that I moved those lines, now there's what is that, antifreeze? Yeah, that's antifreeze. Show is. Well, that would be the reason for it right here. This line's not broken. This nipple broke off the radiator somewhere. Don't know where it goes exactly. Found her right on the neck. Right on the neck. Right here. Okay. No big deal. New radiator's on the way. You can barely even notice now. Man, that's nice. Anyways, I'm gonna have a headlight for sale. That's a good one. No, I'm gonna have to sell it because no reason for me to keep it when I got black housing ones. If I hit a deer, I'm gonna have to get another black one. Yeah, it makes no sense. Anyways, if you like this video, smash that like button. Consider subscribing. Hit that dislike button if your mom's excited that I'm joining the Soccer Mom Club. And we'll see you at soccer practice on the next episode of Unwrapped. You're hungry? You're hungry?
Oh, I do need to feed them their
Oh, you get your third. Oh no. Panic. Oh. Stew bean. What? He's num-numbing. You eating air? Yeah, Miss Stella. You gonna get a snack? Alright, bye-bye.